heat with no filter and no chaser on KBLA Talk 1580. These fellas have a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA in the heart of Los Angeles, where we always have a lot to talk about. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Out of Bounds in Prime Time, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports. Good evening. My name is Ray Richardson. We do this for you each and every Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 Pacific time. You're welcome to join the conversation at 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. That is our number, and you're also welcome to hang out with us on our KBLA Talk 1580 YouTube channel. As always, that channel is always loaded. Always good to hear from our people who watch us on TV on YouTube channel. Hey, let me do this right quick. I am solo today. My partner in crime, Neal Scarbrough, the editor extraordinaire, he is on vacation on special assignment. He is traveling with his family, so he'll be back with us next weekend. So if you're missing him, we will let you know about him when he returns. He'll be back with us next weekend. Hey, here's what we got for you today. We're going to talk a lot about the NBA draft that just wrapped up on Wednesday. We're going to bring in my guy, Lyle Murray of theathletic.com. He's going to give us a recap. Later on in the show, we're going to use the final half hour to talk about women's basketball. If you missed it, this week was the 30-year anniversary of the WNBA. Yeah, we're going to talk about the ladies today and get some perspective on that from our national women's basketball correspondent. Charles Hallman of the Minnesota Spokesman Recorder will join us at the bottom of the half hour, and he'll be with us for the final 30 minutes. Couple of things on my mind. As always, we like to kind of share some thoughts about what is the latest thing that we've been kind of tracking during this week. I know a lot of folks have been talking about the U.S. men's soccer team in the World Cup. You know, I live like just 3 blocks away from SoFi Stadium. And every now and then when there's a big event over there, from my balcony, I can hear some cheers. I can hear noise. I can tell when something exciting is happening at SoFi Stadium because I'm so close to it. And it's not a rooftop stadium. It's open, so you can hear the noise. I bring it up because I did not hear a lot of excitement going down Thursday night at SoFi Stadium. The U.S. team got upset by Turkey 3-2. And normally I know when somebody scores a goal because it just erupts and you can hear it 3-4 blocks away. But I was waiting to hear something, and I just did not hear a lot of noise over there. And I hate to be laughing about it, but it's the truth. The U.S. team. And let me throw something out at you. I want to hear your thoughts on this. The U.S. men's soccer coach, Mauricio Pochettino, is getting a lot of heat for the way he approached that game yesterday. He rested a lot of his frontline players, did not start his main player, Christian Pulisic, who was having a calf injury. But I got to give him a little bit of a pass on this because if you play your regulars and you've already got the knockout round confirmed, you've already got your group title, you're gonna be playing next week anyway. They play Bosnia on Wednesday in Santa Clara in the knockout round. They already had that loaded up before they played Turkey. So in some ways, this was almost a meaningless game or meaningless match. But to Turkey, they came out blazing. They wanted to show people that they could do the upset, and they pulled it off 3-2, got a late goal to wrap it up. But if Pochettino plays his regulars, and say, for instance, some of those guys get hurt, suppose somebody goes down and they're not ready for the next round. On the other hand, he had several guys, about 4 guys, who had yellow cards, and these are like in the NBA, you get flagrant fouls, and if you get one too many, you can be suspended for the next game. So the soccer has the same kind of rule and the same kind of format. If you have too many yellow cards, you get another one, you're going to miss the next match. So there was some concern about whether if he plays his guys with these yellow cards and they get one more, could they miss the game against Bosnia, which really is a make or break type game. Now they're in the round where you're 1 and out. If you lose, you're done. At least in the first 2 rounds, you could lose and come back and win and stay in contention. So Pochettino was sort of thinking about, let me get my guys some rest, let them make sure they're healthy. But it backfired, and I think a lot of people are wondering, did the U.S. team lose some momentum getting ready for Bosnia? So we don't know if these lineup adjustments paid off or not, but the U.S. team was on fire. They won their first 2 games. And I think a lot of people are disappointed that the U.S. team has never won 3 matches in the World Cup. So they were 2-0. They were hoping to break this milestone and get that 3rd win, but they could not get it. But they can get that 3rd win on Wednesday. And if they beat Bosnia, I think a lot of folks will forget about what happened Thursday at SoFi. But I was just curious about the atmosphere over there, and I saw a lot of traffic, a lot of folks coming in and trying to get there early. I saw the buzz around SoFi Stadium. But during the match, it was pretty quiet over there. So let's hope that they turn things around and get back on track. U.S. team plays Bosnia on Wednesday in Santa Clara, California. That's up north. That's where the San Francisco 49ers play their NFL game. So that should be a major attraction to get ready for. So check your local listings on that. Either Fox Sports 1 or Telemundo will have live coverage of that. So get ready for that match Wednesday night, U.S. versus Bosnia in the knockout round of the World Cup. 1-800-920-1580. That's our number. I'm flying solo tonight. Neal will be back with us next Friday. He'll be back from his special assignment. My name is Ray Richardson. We have got a great show for you tonight. When we come forward, my good friend from the Athletic.com, Laura Murray, will join us to give us a recap of what we went through the previous 2 days about the NBA draft. Got a lot of insight to get from him. And then later on in the show, we're going to hear from our national women's basketball correspondent, Charles Hallman of the Minnesota Spokesman Recorder, going to give some insights on the women's hoops culture. We're celebrating the 30-year anniversary of the WNBA. More on that coming up. My name is Ray Richardson. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. This is Out of Bounds in Prime Time right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
More Out of Bounds is coming up on KBLA Talk 1580. Join the conversation with Ray Richardson and Neal Scarbrough at 1-800-920-1580.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The BLM Center for Black Power is a hub for Black activism in the city of Los Angeles, a standalone nonprofit affiliated with Black Lives Matter LA. The venue is home to live events, meetings, and organizing drives for Black-led community-based organizations. It is also the base of operations for Black Lives Matter LA. Built on what used to be a nuisance property owned by an arms dealer, the BLM Center for Black Power is in the heart of Leimert Park and has opened its doors to everything from youth organizers to toy drives to film screenings and community town hall meetings. To make a donation or make a request, please visit blmla.org. That's blmla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Wishing happy birthday to KBLA. 5 years old, yeah, with more that's coming your way. Congratulations, come on, y'all, let's celebrate. Happy, happy birthday to KBLA. Look, 5 years deep and we still going up. Built it from the ground, now the real knowing us. Real talk on the air, then the truth get heard. Every day the proof getting served. He had a vision and he stayed with the plan. Now they tapped in from the beach to the land. Never back down, 7 days of the week, still going up now. We 5 years deep. Wishing happy birthday to KBLA. Happy smiley, you did it with 5 years today. Congratulations, come on y'all, let's celebrate. Happy, happy birthday to KBLA.
Ray Richardson, your LA Sports Authority, and Neal Scarbrough, the editor extraordinaire, are bringing the heat. It's Out of Bounds on KBLA Talk 1580. These guys have a lot to talk about.
To be in your company, and it's so funny cause it brings back the memories how it used to be, and now you wanna come back. Listen here, you said I was in too deep, you said I was too serious, and girl you broke my heart when you broke it off between the two of us. Now it's a shame.
KBLA Talk 1580, where we always have a lot to talk about and sing about sometimes. We're broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA, in the heart of Los Angeles. My name is Ray Richardson. Welcome, everybody. Welcome forward to Out of Bounds in Prime Time, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. We do this for you each and every Friday, 6 p.m. to 7, right here on KBLA Talk 1580. I mentioned before the break that we want to get into some NBA draft talk and some NBA off-season chatter as well. Welcome to the program. My good buddy from the athletic.com, Law Murray, handles the Clippers and the Lakers. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Rick.
Hey, man, thanks for checking in. Appreciate you. Before we get into our little conversation, Law, I got to take a quick call. There's a caller on the line that you may have an interesting answer for. Hold on, Law. Let me bring in Morris from Inglewood. Hey, Morris, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, real good, Ray. Hey, Ray, check this out. Are the Clippers going to trade? Are the Clippers going to trade Kawhi Leonard? He wants the max contract. They don't want to give him that kind of money. But I think Kawhi, I don't want to use the word blackmail, but I will say he may have him over a barrel because they get ready to be investigated by the NBA commissioner, right? And Steve Ballmer need for Kawhi to talk right, you know. So you think that they're going to trade the brother? What you think is up? I'm glad you invited this brother, and I've heard his name before when I did discuss it.
Morris,
I'm going to take your comments out there.
Morris, your question is so timely, and this was not rehearsed. This is an impromptu call right here. Law, I'm going to defer to you. You want to handle that question? What do you think about his question?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is Kawhi's got a year left on his contract. And the reality also is this investigation, I would think, is closer to being finished than being in the middle of it, or obviously definitely not just starting. This has been something that's been the case since September. So the leverage is kind of on both ends. On one hand, yeah, Kawhi is going to be in demand around the league. And I think that Kawhi, he played it very well. He was an All-NBA second-team selection. On the other hand, everyone understands that Kawhi's got a situation health-wise where that's an undertaking if you're going to acquire him. The Clippers, they've had the relationship with Kawhi over these 7 seasons. And in my mind, the Clippers haven't broken that relationship yet. Kawhi hasn't broken that relationship yet. Kawhi is from here. He chose to come here back in 2019. There's a lot that I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, trade Kawhi because that's more interesting than Kawhi staying. I don't think we're at the point yet where either Kawhi or the Clippers are actively looking to part ways.
Law Murray of theathletic.com. He covers the Clippers and the Lakers for a great website. Check him out at theathletic.com. Talking about Kawhi Leonard. Law, I wanted to get into the draft a little bit, but Kawhi is a sort of a Part B subject to this. Did anything that the Clippers did in the draft this week, was Kawhi in mind, or were they just trying to get younger and rebuild their roster a little bit? Give us a little breakdown on what they did. Now, they picked the kid from Illinois, 6'6" guard, Keaton Wagler, with the number 5 pick from Illinois, Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Good-looking player, got him to the Final Four. How much of a piece of the puzzle this kid can add, and is some of this kind of like a spinoff on how they feel about Kawhi?
I would say this. Keaton Wagler is not replacing Kawhi Leonard, and there's no like conflict there with that pick. In fact, I feel like this was a complimentary draft pick because I feel like everyone looks at this as a Kawhi Leonard draft, and I don't think that's a good way to look at it. I really don't. I feel like this was more of a Darius Garland draft. They were going to pick a guard if they were going to stay at 5 or stay in that range. And the question was going to be, what kind of guard do you select? And Darius Acuff is going to be the player that everyone is going to look at and compare Keaton Wagler to. He's not going to be the only one, but he's going to be the main one because of what Darius Acuff was able to do as a scorer and as a distributor at the point guard position at Arkansas, and he's now going to the Sacramento Kings. They picked Wagler because they think he would be a better fit next to Darius Garland. They think that long-term he can play either position, but in the short term, while you have Garland in his prime, Wagler, I would expect Wagler to come off the bench and be the backup point guard, but play a lot and be given a chance to play with Garland. And you can do that because he's taller and has off-ball capabilities. Not that Acuff doesn't have those off-ball capabilities, but you're talking about a guard who is a lot like Darius Garland. There will be some duplicity there, and I don't think they needed that. And Lawrence Frank did mention after the first round of the draft that there were conversations with Kawhi about this process and how the draft plays into it. And Lawrence Frank mentioned that Keaton Wagler is the kind of player that Kawhi Leonard likes to play with and likes in general. And so, like I said, I know everyone wants to know about Kawhi, but to me, the draft was more interesting about what it meant for Darius Garland. And they picked a player to suggest that they do indeed plan on having Darius there for time to come.
Now, Darius Garland came late in the season with that trade involving James Harden, and he was still hurt a little bit. Now, has he done enough to tell the Clippers management that he is their point guard of the future? Is he entrenched in that position, or is it too soon to say that?
No, he's entrenched now.
Okay.
Like, that's the thing is, like, you traded James Harden to get him, and I really feel like that's a player that they want to support and get the most out of, and he's in his prime. Like, Keaton Wagler, I got a news for everyone. Rookies aren't good for the most part, especially for good teams. And if they are, they're in limited roles, which is also something that creates conflict sometimes. Anyone who watches San Antonio Spurs and Dylan Harper can attest to that. So what you have in Darius Garland is for sure the present, possibly the future, depending on how these next year or two goes. And that's the length of his current contract right now. Darius Garland probably isn't a player that you're rushing out to sign an extension to. I think it makes sense for him to get a full offseason, get a training camp with the Clippers, get himself healthy. And it sounds like he's had a great offseason if you listen to the Clippers front office describe him. And even, again, Darius was very involved in this pre-draft process, and I think that is big. Like, when you have a player who is invested in things that are not solely things that have to do with him. You know, Darius was a former number 5 pick himself. And so that involvement, I think those are all positive signs. There's really nothing off the floor that suggests that Darius and the Clippers aren't locked in. And it sounds like he's put in the work to this point, but it's late June. We don't play games that matter until late October. That's a long time from now, and it will be a long time from now. Like, it's not coming tomorrow.
Ray Richardson on Out of Bounds in Prime Time, talking with my guy Law Murray of TheAthletic.com. He covers the Clippers and a little bit of the Lakers as well. We're doing a recap of the draft that happened this week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and kind of looking ahead to next season in the offseason. Speaking of the Lakers, a lot of people did not see a lot from them in this week in the draft. They did move up one spot from 25 to 24 with a trade with the Knicks. And they brought in a guy they drafted at number 24, Cameron Carr, a 6'5" guard from Baylor. Now, I'm not familiar with this kid too much at all, but just from your observations, how much did the Lakers do to improve their team, or is there a lot of work ahead for this team?
We're talking about the mid-20s here. The fact that they felt like they had to move up just that one spot tells you how much they value Cameron Carr. Here's why that matters. It's not about, the Knicks might pick him. The Knicks weren't trying to pick. That pick was up for sale. And so you either jump in there and make sure you get that guy who was slipping, or someone else gets the Knicks pick and they pick him. So that's why you go up from 25, where the Lakers were, to secure that pick with Cameron Carr slipping. And I can tell you, Cameron Carr probably slipped because he's very slight of frame. He's got these high hips, so he's 6'5", but really long legs. So, the center of gravity is really high, and there's not a lot of power to how he plays. And that really shows up defensively. And it's not like he's one of the younger prospects, he's going to be 22 in November. That being said, he was an exciting player to watch when I was studying for this draft. I mean, the kid dunks like he's a power forward. He's 6'5" with a 7'1" wingspan. And then he has skill to go with that athleticism and that length. Like, he can play on the ball, he can play off the ball. So right out the box, I can see a guy who you just let him run and catch lobs and post up in the corner and, run some actions to get him threes. And I think he can be really helpful there just right off the jump. How good he is depends on how much stronger he can get and how well he can apply himself defensively when it's not just a matter of blocking a shot or getting a rebound. I think it's a great pick for the Lakers because they just didn't have a player like this on their team.
Final thought for you, Law, as we recap here in the next couple of minutes. Just give me a little bit of a highlight snapshot of what the Lakers and the Clippers did these past 3 days. What stands out to you for both teams? What's the number one takeaway for the Clippers and number one takeaway for the Lakers that you saw these past 2 days?
Well, I think the biggest thing with the Clippers is, again, they weren't even supposed to have the 5th pick in the draft. Because they traded James Harden, they traded Ivica Zubac. And trading Ivica Zubac allowed them to have borderline 50-50 chance of getting the number 5 pick. They got that number 5 pick. That would have went to the Indiana Pacers. And they were able to add an asset that they haven't had in 8 years. And meeting this kid, Keaton Wadler, during this week, I can tell that he's serious, that he's going to want to have fun, but he's going to be a player who is about getting better as he enters his professional career. So it's all in all, good circumstances for the Clippers. As for the Lakers, again, they have an offseason that it's great to use a draft pick, but you're a playoff team. And you're a team that is in an interesting spot because you have one of the best players in basketball, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves is coming back. But now everything shifts to LeBron James. If you keep LeBron, what do you keep him for? What is his role? And how do you get better? Because you are not a contender. And so those are questions that will be answered you would think over the next couple of weeks. But it's draft week, and it's a great moment for all the kids that got drafted.
Law Murray of theathletic.com. That's theathletic.com. Check him out. Go to that website. You will see some outstanding coverage, not just from Law, but his teammates as well. They do an outstanding job in covering the NBA, not just during the regular season, but in the offseason. There really is no offseason when it comes to NBA news, so Law is going to be on top of it. We're going to keep him posted and keep him with us so we can keep you guys posted out there. Hey, Law, enjoy your time, man. Great insights as always, and try to get a little bit of a break. I know you're going to be busy, but get some time off when you get a chance, all right?
Yeah, that time off's probably not going to be for 2 months, but I appreciate it, right?
Hey, man, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll have you back here soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Law Murray of theathletic.com, and we're going to have him back in here probably another couple of weeks to get an update, particularly about what's going on with LeBron James. We haven't heard much about his situation, but I tell you what, that news is coming down the pike sometime soon, so get ready for that, Lakers Nation. 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. That's my number. You can get at me. We are doing this each and every Friday, 6 to 7 p.m., out of bounds in prime time. You're welcome to join us in the KBLA YouTube channel as well. Got a lot of folks chatting about some things already. We'll get to that when we come forward. On the other side, when we come back, my man Charles Hallman, our national women's basketball correspondent, will be with us. He's from the Minnesota Spokesman Recorder. He's in Knoxville, Tennessee, covering the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. Very timely event for him. We'll be back with him in just a minute. My name is Ray Richardson, flying solo tonight. Neal is out on vacation on special assignment. He'll be back with us next Friday. This is Out of Bounds in prime time, right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Every Friday night at 6 Pacific Time, it's Out of Bounds with Ray Richardson and Neal Scarbrough, the show that brings that barbershop flavor to the world of sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island with BIN News Now. A community is coming together in support of a black 1-year-old shot and killed by police in Senatobia, Mississippi.
What do we do? Stand up for that! What do we do?
That's a march being led for Colin Wiley. He was shot and killed by a Senatobia police officer. They were responding to a shoplifting call at a Walmart store. The call was about someone stealing diapers from the store. The boy and his mother were passengers in the car being driven by another woman. This community activist tells Fox 13 why they are providing this kind of support.
We know that as a community, we have to come together in this moment. I mean, this was a 1-year-old baby who was deemed to be more of a threat than the potential of losing diapers.
The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation has not released any video, WHBQ says. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Wild Rivers is now open daily with over 25 slides and attractions for thrill seekers and lazy river chillers. Visit wildrivers.com for great values on season passes and daily tickets. That's wildrivers.com. Wild Rivers, where there's sun and fun for everyone.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers start a 3-game series in San Diego tonight with the best record in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are 52-29. The Padres hope to make up some ground in the series. They trailed the Dodgers by 9 games in the NL West. Howard University shooting guard Bryce Harris signed a free agent contract with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Harris was a 6-time MEAC Defensive Player of the Week last season. Harris is the second HBCU player signed by an NBA team as a free agent. Tennessee State guard Aaron Nkrumah signed with the Denver Nuggets on Wednesday. Tonight at 6, it's your Friday night sports fix, Out of Bounds in prime time. Join me and my co-host Neal Scarbrough for 60 minutes of sports chatter with some black folks flavor. You can hang out with us on the KBLA YouTube channel or hit us up at 1-800-920-1580. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
There is no denying that we've always been the conscience of this country.
KBLA Talk 1580 is progressive talk radio built for our community, by our community, and with hosts who look like you, live near you, and care about what you care about. 50,000 watts of truth right here in Southern California. KBLA Talk 1580. Listen live on your AM radio dial at 1580 or stream us live on our KBLA1580.com website or on our free KBLA 1580 app.
Unapologetically progressive.
We don't do ordinary. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. Some interesting developments as it relates to Destination Crenshaw, or Procrastination Crenshaw, as it's known around these parts. So, just north of us on Crenshaw Boulevard in the 10th Council District, there's a black-owned restaurant called The District. Apparently, the restaurant is in some sort of legal dispute with the landlord, and it's gotten pretty ugly. So ugly, in fact, that the 3 black members of the LA City Council recorded a video in support of the restaurant, which is now circulating online. You might have seen it by now. To be clear, here at KBLA, we have nothing but love for Council members Heather Hutt and Curran D. Price Jr., who have been real champions for this particular black-owned and operated business, even though KBLA does not sit in either of their council districts. But take a listen to our 8th District Council member, Marquise Harris Dawson, who, as you know, is also president of the LA City Council.
Marquise Harris Dawson, president of the Los Angeles City Council and representative of District 8. We just want you to know, from the 10th District to the 8th District and all across the city, we love the district. We support Tyree and the whole team that's there. It's one of the most beloved sports watching facilities in our district, and we all stand by them 100%.
All right, now for starters, lip service is not leadership, and slogans are not solutions. That said, I played that video at least 5 times. I mean, I was gobsmacked. The council president stands with black businesses 100%? Oh, really? Is that just in the 10th Council District? Good brother, you need to travel south down Crenshaw about a half mile. When you get to Vernon, get out the car and walk a few blocks. Ask the black business owners in your 8th Council District how they feel about being economically asphyxiated, not by an alleged predatory landlord, but by a city project that you launched years ago and cannot seem to get across the finish line. Can I keep it real? Can I keep it real? What is the point of having a black city council president if he cannot find the funds to finish a years delayed project in his own district? What is the point of having a black city council president who cannot curate a business interruption development fund for the suffocating businesses in his own district? I declare, these black faces in high places don't mean diddly squat if they cannot deliver for black people. In the next editorial, I'm going to tell you what accountability looks like. And if the city still can't figure it out, well, I guess we'll have to show them what accountability looks like. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
Ray Richardson and Neal Scarbrough, the editor extraordinaire, bring the flavor to the world of sports. It's Out of Bounds on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ball's caught at the 40. He's at the 30. The 20. He's at the 10.
These gentlemen have a lot to talk about.
Like a haunting melody, you came inside.
Wow. KBLA Talk 1580, where we always have a lot to talk about and sing about sometimes. Welcome forward to Out of Bounds, a show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. My name is Ray Richardson, flying solo tonight. My guy Neal Scarbrough is away on special assignment with the family. He's on a much-deserved vacation. We do this for you each and every Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. live in prime time, Pacific time. You can join the conversation at 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. And thanks to all of you who have been really burning up our chat room on the KBLA Talk YouTube channel. We're going to get to you guys in a minute. Time now to bring in a good friend of mine, our national women's basketball correspondent. Always an honor to have him with us to get some real deep insights on what's going on with the sport of women's basketball. Please say hello, everybody, to Mr. Charles Hallman of the Minnesota Spokesman Recorder. How you doing, Charles?
I'm doing fine, Ray. Thank you for that introduction. I'm so honored.
Well, we try to make it righteous for you. By the way, a special thanks to you for joining us tonight, because we know you're on a special assignment as well. You're in Knoxville, Tennessee tonight for the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. What a wonderful assignment that is. Kind of give us a little bit of a background on that. We know that there's a very popular local athlete who's going to get inducted. I think it's tomorrow, right? The inductees are tomorrow?
Yep, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, Candace Parker is one of the 8 inductees. Man, just give us just some perspective on what her career has meant for women's basketball. Candace Parker, big-time player here. She played 13 of her 16 seasons with the LA Sparks, won a title here and won 2 other titles with the Chicago Sky and Las Vegas Aces. What a wonderful talent she was, and what an impact she had. Your thoughts on Candace Parker?
Man, she transformed the game. I mean, when you become Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season, that's phenomenal. But just in terms of what she did in Tennessee, and she brought that into WNBA, and now she's a broadcaster. She transformed the game in terms of a forward that can handle the ball and be a guard and those type of things.
Yeah.
She is, and I talked to her today. I got a chance to talk with her, and we talked about the rivalry between Los Angeles and Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know they swapped championships. LA won the first time, Minnesota won the second time. They both went to 5 games in the season, in the series, and there was a separation of 1 point between the 2 teams. Phenomenal, and we talked about that today. She said, I don't think there'll ever be a rivalry like that again, to have 2 teams, and actually could have been the forerunner of where WNBA is today, with the excitement of seeing these 2 teams, Hall of Famers on both teams.
Wow.
You'll never see that again. So, yeah, it'll be definitely an honor to see her go in tomorrow. Alina Deladon's going in. Cheryl Reeves, the Lynx coach, is going in. Those are the highlights of the 3 highlighters of the class. Also, unfortunately, she lost us in 2016. Barbara Kennedy Dixon, her husband will come in for her. She's the first first NCAA player to ever score 3,000 points in a career when the NCAA started censoring women's sport. So, unfortunately, she went to be a administrator, those type of things at Clemson University where she played, and unfortunately, she left us real early. She had cancer, and she lost it in the early 50s. But her husband, I talked to him today, and he was just saying that there's nothing he could say about her that hasn't been said, other than if she was here today, she'd want to know more about me than I want to know about her. So I thought that was pretty good. So you hear the stories, the great stories you hear, the Oregon stories, and just the simple stories about, in that case, he and his wife were childhood sweethearts. Okay, Candace Parker, what she going to Tennessee and how that impacted her for the rest of her life playing for Pat Summitt. Cheryl Reeve, who a lot of people don't know, she's been a coach and a player, and she's done the Olympic. She was an Olympic gold medalist. She's done so many things a lot of people haven't recognized the fact some things that she's done, coaching all these Hall of Famers. It's just a great, a great class to go. And every year is a great class. I enjoy being there because it's very simple. Right downtown in Knoxville. It's for women's basketball. It's not men's basketball. So there's a couple of men going in this class, but it's not pro basketball. It's for women's basketball, high school, college, pros, and the national. That's what it entails for. So it's a tribute to women's basketball. It'll be tomorrow night. You see the who's will be here, and it's a big great time. I enjoy it. It's fun. Get me out of the cities for a while.
Ray Richardson on Out of Bounds in Prime Time. We're talking live with Charles Hallman of the Minnesota Spokesman Recorder, giving us some live updates from the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame induction ceremonies in Knoxville, Tennessee. Charles, I was looking at some numbers with the WNBA. We celebrated a 30-year milestone, 30 years of WNBA culture. The league started back in 1997. This is the 30th season. And in that first year, and I was surprised to see this, but in that first year, they had only 8 teams and only a 24-game season. Today, there's 15 teams, and there's, I think, 3 or 4 more teams coming in expansion. And they just expanded to 50 games starting next season. When this thing started, man, was there any thought among experts like yourself and other folks, was there some thought that this may not last? Did you ever think that?
No, because David Stern backed this league, and as long as he was alive, the league was going to, they was going to flush. Remember, the WNBA is still half owned by the WNBA, but all the teams were NBA teams, NBA franchise. Only over the years went on, NBA owners dropped out, but the original teams were all NBA owners. So therefore, they put the money into it. It just took time. It took time for this league to grow. And the league, summertime is a hard time to play basketball. When you got baseball going on, your football's about to kick in. A lot of people don't want to come inside and watch a game of basketball. But as the year went on and the talent got better and the talent got better and the talent got better, this league, right now, Ray, you can see a WNBA game every night a week.
Yeah.
That was unheard of. 10 years ago, that was unheard of. I mean, I'm watching a game. I'm watching 2 games right now on Ion. So it's just phenomenal, the growth of this league. Yes, I thought it would last. I think it'll last 30 years. I don't know, but I thought I'm not that good. But I'm glad I was at the beginning of it. I'm glad I'm still covering the league. One of the few ones that have covered this league from day one. I'm happy that people recognize that. And today when I was at the Hall of Fame, people were saying, hey, you've been here forever. And we like the fact you supported women's basketball from the jump. So it's a great league, and the talent is just off the charts right now. It is great.
Well, hold that thought, Charles. I want to get some more thoughts from you on that when we come back from our break. Well, you touched on a couple of nerves about the talent level, and I got a couple of things to run by you about salaries and also maybe the referees as well. So hold that thought. We're going to get into it. We got a few more minutes to go with you. He's Charles Hallman of the Minnesota Spokesman Recorder, our women's basketball national correspondent. I'm Ray Richardson. You're live on Out of Bounds in Prime Time right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's your Friday night sports fix. Out of Bounds in Prime Time with Ray Richardson and Neal Scarbrough. Every Friday night at 6 Pacific Time on KBLA Talk 1580.
Listen up, KBLA delegation. We have something you need to hear. Right now, you may qualify for low-cost home internet. And we're not talking about a catch. This is real. Many internet service providers offer low-cost internet plans if anyone in your household is enrolled in CalFresh, Medi-Cal, SSI, or is income eligible. There are a lot of families in our community who deserve to be connected. Here's all you do. Call 844-461-7893. That's the Get Connected call center. Real people ready to help you enroll today. Or go online to internetforallnow.org to find a provider near you. You may also qualify for a low-cost computer through Human IT. Connectivity is not a luxury. In 2026, it's a necessity, and you deserve access just like everybody else. Call 844-461-7893. That's 844-461-7893. KBLA's got you. If you missed any of this, you can always go to our website at KBLA1580.com. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 in partnership with the California Emerging Technology Fund, CETF. Are you ready to play? Jump into sports, games, and excitement for all ages at the LA84 Foundation Free Play Day Block Party with music, art, local food, dancing, and giveaways. It's Saturday, June 27th at 2141 West Adams from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Register at la84.org. We'll see you at Play Day.
Going to a World Cup match in LA this summer? Ditch the parking stress and ride Metro. With direct service from across LA County, it's the easy way to get there for just $1.75 each way.
Wishing happy birthday to KBLA. 5 years old, yeah, with more that's coming your way. Congratulations, come on, y'all, let's celebrate. Happy birthday to KBLA. Look, 5 years deep and we still going up. Built it from the ground, never real, no one else. Real talk on the air, then the truth get heard. Every day the proof getting served. He had a vision and he stayed with the plan. Now they tapped in from the beach to the land. Never back down, 7 days of the week, still going up now. We 5 years deep. Wishing happy birthday to KBLA. Happy smiling, you did it with 5 years today. Congratulations, come on y'all, let's celebrate. Happy birthday to KBLA.
Ray Richardson, your LA Sports Authority, and Neal Scarbrough, the editor extraordinaire, are bringing the heat. It's Out of Bounds on KBLA Talk 1580. These guys have a lot to talk about.
Dancing like it's your favorite song now. Well, see, you got a sexy way. Those turns and spins make my head go round. Make me want to sip my champagne now and celebrate. Active with you, I'm in with you.
KBLA Talk 1580, where we always have a lot to talk about. Broadcasting live from the Merck Park, USA, in the heart of Los Angeles. Welcome forward to Out of Bounds, a show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. I'm Ray Richardson, flying solo tonight. My guy Neal Scarbrough is out on special assignment. He'll be back with us next Friday. So I know some of you folks been out there reaching out to him in the YouTube chat. We appreciate that. We're on the line with Charles Hallman of the Minnesota Spokesman Recorder. He's in Knoxville, Tennessee, getting ready to cover the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. He's our Women's Basketball National Correspondent. Charles, I wanted to get into a couple of things with you about the WNBA. We're talking about their 30-year anniversary. I was looking up some numbers, and back in 1997, the inaugural year of the WNBA, the average salary was between $28,000 and $50,000 per player. Today, I don't know how you do the math on this, but today, the average salary is $580,000 to $600,000. How do you account for that? And is that the biggest indictment on how successful this league has become?
Yeah, it is. I mean, for years, the worst player in the NBA was making more than the best player in the WNBA. And that, for years, players had to go overseas to make up that difference. And until the league finally figured out how to keep players here, in terms of upping the salaries, and then the new CBA definitely made a big difference. That's when it got, players were playing all year round. That's why you saw the rash of injuries you saw, because players were playing basically from college into professionals, overseas, coming back to WNBA, back overseas, coming back to WNBA with barely any breaks. And nobody can last that long. Mm-hmm. And so, therefore, the breaks down, you saw more injuries because of the lack of rest. While, think about an NBA player could sit and do nothing between seasons. But WNBA player couldn't afford that. So, yes, I'm glad they finally making some money. Why not? They're professional ball players, and they should be making something. And more than just pennants, and then NIL is helping a lot. I mean, some of these players are bringing NIL money into the league. And so, therefore, they got all that, I wish I was an agent. I wish I had a follow one of these players. I mean, good.
You should be. You should be an agent. So with this increase in salaries, has it prohibited or maybe made players think about going overseas now? Are we seeing fewer players going over there to play now?
Well, the Unrivaled has helped a lot in terms of keeping players. They're making money over there too, and they play right about the time you would have to go overseas. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think now they can live without going overseas. I know early in the league, sister, they used to pick 2 players to work in NBA offices during the off season, but that didn't work real well. They're trying to keep their stars from going overseas, but players was, you're gonna turn down $3 million. I mean, Wimonia Diane Taurasi didn't play for a year. Even be the Russian team, they didn't want her playing, so she didn't play for a year, and she got paid $1 million to do nothing. So it's I'm glad they don't have to go overseas. I mean, why not? They should be able to stay home, be able to enjoy their time, and then they want to play Unrivaled, they can do that because that doesn't start till January. They want to play Players Unlimited, they can do that. That don't start till late February. There's ways that they can still stay in shape without having to go overseas. And I think the Brittany Griner situation really soured players from going overseas. Now, there's still people going overseas now, don't get me wrong, but I think you don't see the rash of them like they used to, because what happened to Brittany, what should never happen to anybody. And I think it's just a fear factor going overseas and get trapped over there with all the stuff that's going on. It's better to stay stateside and where things are good. So I'm glad they don't go overseas. I'm very glad that finally the league finally figured that out. Now, you were talking about officiating. Officiating has never been up to shape.
I was just about to go there with you. I was just about to take you there. We got a couple of minutes left. I wanted to get your thoughts on this. This is the one drawback about the WNBA that I see is, and this is the one negative I see, is there's been some really intense complaints about the officiating from coaches and players. I've never seen it this harsh before, but why is there so much concern about the officiating? You would think that after 30 years, the training would be maybe a lot better, maybe the quality of rest would be better, but what is the problem the league is having with getting better officiating? Kind of give us an insight on what's happening there.
I'm going to tell you very quickly. They hire college refs for the most part to referee these games. They will not pay. WNBA have yet to pay officials full-time, brought in full-time officials. So, therefore, you got officials who don't know the pro game, and, therefore, they overcompensate. They miss a call here, and they make 8,000 calls on the other hand, or they don't make no calls at all. The inconsistency of officiating has been there from day one. And the WNBA, you're right, if they have a negative, it's the fact that they have never taken a chance to hire officials. There's officials out there that work the G League. They could do a better job than some of these knuckleheads that's out there right now. That's terrible. I mean, and there's still have been doing it for years, and you look at them and say, doggone, you still in the league? You still doing this nonsense? And competency, but then we got in the White House, so what else is new?
So what?
The officiating is terrible.
So what constitutes a full-time ref? What does that look like, a full-time ref?
Oh, well, an NBA official, for example, gets paid the whole year, not just the season. So therefore, they work regular season, preseason, and then they have their off season, but they get paid a full-time salary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you hire college officials who don't get paid if they're not working college games. So therefore, they supplement their income by working pro games, but they don't understand the pro game. Many of them don't. There's some that are getting better at it, but they don't. And so therefore, the league has now never put that investment in bringing in officials that know the game. And the players are very frustrated because you don't know. Players will adjust to anything. But if you have a soft whistle, then you go to a hard whistle, then you go to a soft whistle, or you don't know whistle, players don't know what's going on. and so it's crazy right now.
I have a feeling you're going to regulate this situation at some point. Charles, as always, my man, thank you, and tremendous insight as always. Have a wonderful time on your assignment in Knoxville, Tennessee this weekend covering the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. By the way, I want to see what you write in the Spokesman next week. I meant to tell you about Doris Burke is also on that list. I love her work on TV. She is a gem. She is an ace. Anytime I hear her voice doing basketball, I sit down and listen to her. For a lady, she knows her hoops. I got to give her props on that. Hey, man, thanks.
It's going to be a great class tomorrow night. So it's really going to be good.
Hey, Charles, thanks so much for hanging out with us, man. Enjoy your weekend down there, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thanks, Ray. You have a good evening as well.
All right, Charles Hallman of the Minnesota Spokesman Recorder, our women's basketball national correspondent, checking in with us from Knoxville, Tennessee about the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame and giving us some real nice insights on the 30-year anniversary of the WNBA. My time is up. Got to make way for Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. We'll be back to do this all over again next Friday, and my guy Neal will be back. Special thanks to Andy handling things in the upper room with that quality control. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Have fun out there and get ready for a wonderful and maybe interesting 4th of July weekend coming up. My name is Ray Richardson. Thanks so much. This is Out of Bounds in prime time right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
To activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
This November, you'll decide who leads California. So shouldn't you hear directly from the people asking for your vote? Join us for California Voices, a political town hall and ballot forum, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026. Meet candidates running for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and other major statewide and local offices, including Mayor of Los Angeles, city attorney, and LA County Sheriff. Get clear, nonpartisan breakdowns of the propositions on your November ballot, both sides, no spin. And ask your questions directly, in real conversation, face to face. California Voices is brought to you by KBLA Talk 15.